on the light side, and these dark programs that we're running are being shifted as we speak, and so a lot of the Illuminati programs are undergoing a major transformation, and some of the people within these systems can't even go where some of the leaders are trying to take them. They're just saying this is insane, and it is. It's psychotic, So a lot of these beings have no soul left. They've lied and deceived and created so much harm and damage to others that they've cut themselves off completely to the soul. They had to continue where they're going, and they don't have any access. They're running on pure ego, and they're actually being run by other forces that they don't even know about, some of them. So when you shift into manipulating energies or power over others, or you're not into service, you're into self-service, basically what you do is you align yourself with another force, and that force eventually consumes you. And so it's a very hard place to get out of once you take that route. And so I would think long and hard before you take that first step, because usually after the first step, you have to continue and take another step and another step and another step, and pretty soon you're so deep that you can't get out. And that is the path of many people, that serve the beast, you might say, that, there's a nice fat paycheck in it, and a lot of little green pieces of paper that came along with it, and you may have got some real nice material acquisitions, but in the long run, your soul paid a heavy price for that, and it's going to take a heavy price to get that connection back again. And, that's just the way it is. It's the way of the universe. I'm hoping we can hook up with the line, or we can take some calls, too, if there's any callers out there. We've got a number, 888-815-9756, if we want to take on any calls. I've got, hello?
Hello?
Yes, who are we speaking with? Hello?
Is this me?
This is me. Sounds like Renee.
It's Renee. I had to do that. They always say that on Coast to Coast, so I had to give that. I wasn't sure if you were taking another phone call or if it was me.
No, you're on the air.
It's Renee. Okay. Hello.
Hey, welcome to As You Wish.
Thank you.
Hey, do you want to talk about some of the experiences you've had here recently? I know you're out there when the mountain was lighting up again, and some other strange stuff was going on, so we could probably start there.
Pardon me?
Yeah, we could probably start there and then go from there.
Oh, sure. Well, there was a lot of action on the mountain last night. Lights just all different places coming out of it, which to me is extraordinary. Every time I come, I'm wanting to come to see UFOs, and then I see lights coming out of the mountain. I'm never quite sure what that is.
The one that intrigues me the most is that center light on the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right smack in the middle of the mountain. If you take a telescope during the day, or if you go up there, you'll see this lava face, this huge lava face there. And these people are going, that's a snowmobile. And I go, well, I'd love to see a snowmobile traverse that lava cliff because the light is coming smack dab out of the middle of that lava cliff. And if you go up there, there is no way you can't even climb that thing, basically, without some gear.
It captures my imagination.
Yeah, there's no vehicle that could make it up there. And anyway, it's wilderness territory. You're not supposed to have any vehicle up there anyway. So I think it's amazing how people always try to dismiss that, just massive light 13 miles away. Any other headlight or anything else would be unseen. You couldn't even see it.
No, you couldn't see it. And it's a very bright, fairly large light, and it seems to be coming out of the mountain, which just captures my imagination. And we were talking about it last night as we were watching these lights, and it wasn't just in one spot. And we thought, gosh, what's inside there, I'd love to know what that looks like inside.
Yeah, I've got to go up there. You don't know when they're going to go off or when they're going to open that door, so I'd love to go up there. I've been up there before, and there was nothing there. I mean, there wasn't even a footprint up there. There's no trails up there, and it's very hard to even access the area of that light, where that light is. So, to me, having researched that myself, gone up there, tried to find something, there was nothing there other than some real intense energy, like a real extreme energy. I took one guy up there, and he slept for 3 days afterwards.
Well, you were just talking about the Merkabah ships,
mm-hmm.
and how, well, we're going to have access to that if we can get to that level. Do you think that might be what it is?
I do. I think that the light is some kind of extreme technology. I think it's a door opening. And we see these things coming out of the door, everything from this last ship we just filmed, which was just amazing. And it's a mind-blowing ship because it's bigger in the distance. It looks really big, and as it gets to us, it gets smaller. And it should be the opposite. It should be smaller in the distance and then get bigger as it gets closer to you. So right there, it's kind of warping reality or using a physics that we're not aware of.
Well, that's what coming to this ranch always does to me. It warps my reality. I've learned over the years that I've been coming here since 2007 to just give up all my notions of what reality is and just open up to any possibilities. That's the big lesson of this ranch.
Yeah, it never, to me, it's like I've worked with some major physicists, and one guy I worked with got 9 degrees, and I know a couple of triple PhD Boeing engineers and things like that. So, I've really picked their brains and got some amazing information, and in how these ships operate and what they do and things like that. Some of these people were involved in this in the past, and understanding particle physics, it does make sense that, they were saying that some of these ships that we're seeing are actually 1,200 times bigger than what we're seeing because the particles are smaller in the higher dimensions. And so if we were to go into these ships, they might just be massive, but what we're seeing is just this point of light, zipping around. And that's pretty common in a lot of abduction scenarios or people that have had contacts. They'll see a light come down, and then they walk into the light, and the next thing you know, they're in this huge ship that they couldn't perceive from their reality, from physical reality.
Well, I know you had quite a sighting last month. I showed up a day late, and everybody in the field was talking about this ship that had come down really low and lit the whole field up.
Yeah, we had a few of those. Not last night, but the night before last, we had a bunch of them pop up, and a few last night. Early they came in, did some power-ups, but they were pretty small in comparison to the one that came in just a few nights ago, but it was massive. Unfortunately, nobody filmed it. And, every time every once in a while, I'd just take a break, and I don't feel like standing up for 3 hours tonight, and with this camera, trying to catch these ships and all the gear. And, invariably, it seems like a lot of times when I don't have the gear out there, something really big happens, and I'm kicking myself in the butt for not bringing the gear out.
Well, it would seem like that's maybe what they were waiting for.
Yeah. Maybe they didn't want to be filmed, or that group,
Possibly.
Maybe. I think about all the heat we're getting. It's crazy because we're putting out footage that's just undeniable of these massive ships twirling around each other, powering up, just doing crazy things. And during events, like the ambassador's training event, and during the teacher's training, we have like Mary's appearance there, and these higher beings coming in, and we're getting so much flack from this. I'm almost wondering is maybe they're not going to give us any better footage because they know how much, crap we're getting from the stuff we already have.
I kind of think that. I think that's what's going on. That's why you can't film it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that, Yeah. You know what else is good, too, is to have other people film it, and then we have the multiple witnesses, which is amazing. And you know, we're having a group come out here. I won't mention their name, but it's a major network, and they want to try to disprove the latest footage we have of this weird object coming from the mountain, and it's spinning with rotating fields on it, and it's just amazing. It comes right at the camera and then turns off, and yeah, that's the one that was bigger off in the distance and then got smaller. And, you know, it seemed to come out of the door, but I didn't have the camera on the door at the time. I was filming the door opening, and then I shifted the camera over to the other side because I felt something was coming from that side, and that's where it came from. But we didn't actually film it coming out of the mountain, but we did see it, and that's why I grabbed the camera and started filming it. But, you know, and caught it all the way through as it came towards us. But it's amazing. That footage is so incredible. Everybody's just flipping out over the footage, you know, that they're blown away. But we always have these people, you know, like, you know, one guy named Craig, I don't know, saying all this negative stuff about it, and there's another guy, and the other people are going, well, there's always going to be Craigs out there, you know, there's always going to be.
Yeah, the powers that be hire them.
Yeah,
they're vested in a particular paradigm that your ranch is just, like, totally blowing away. And they've got to have people come here and disprove it.
Yeah, and so we're trying to be a little more careful, but, you know, we have major groups wanting to come here, and they want to, like, get a plane and fly some kind of a radio-controlled plane from the mountain to us and then make a turn and film it and then do lanterns, you know, Chinese lanterns, and light them and let them go to see if that would look exactly the same as this thing. And you know, to me, it's like, we're in a burn ban area. I mean, everything is like bone dry up here. It's, you know, to let off Chinese lanterns, you know, burning candles and let them up into the air, I think is not a real brilliant move, you know. And I'm not going to be the one responsible for burning down somebody's house, you know, or quite a few houses around here.
The lengths they will go to.
Yeah, and, you know, I told him, I just said, you know, come on, guys. I said, all you have to do is just look at it. Just look at what you're seeing that was filmed there. Interview the witnesses that were here at the time, and you've got it. That's all you need, you know. And I said, I don't have a remote-controlled plane, you know. You know, anybody here that's here, you know, that have seen these things know that it's, you know, you'd hear it. I mean, I don't know, maybe they have an electric motor one. I'm not a hobbyist. I don't have those toys and trinkets, but I mean, this thing was totally quiet. You know, it came right through the field, right in front of us, made no sound whatsoever. And the energy fields coming off it were just phenomenal. And you know, it just blows me away that people would still you know, want to go through all this nonsense. And, you know, I really don't care about proving things anymore. It's like, if you haven't figured it out by now, you're never going to. And if there are people that are still throwing negative comments out, they're probably going to be negative all the way till the end of time, you know. So they're only establishing their own character and their own ignorance. You know, it has nothing to do with us.
Well, it really should be validating for you, James, to see the lengths they will go to and the absurdities they will go to try to disprove what is right in front of everyone's face that is out here in your field every night during the summer and has an experience.
I think absurdity is a very good word.
What?
I think absurdity is a very good word because that's the category it's in now. I mean, we sent this footage along with, you know, the footage from the Skywatch, the one that cut the trees in half that flew right over the conference building, one on July 4th with 200 witnesses, and one on July 6th or 7th, I can't remember, it's on the footage. Just undeniable, awesome footage. And these guys, it's amazing. You know, we sent all this to all the major UFO reporting centers. We sent it to the major talk show hosts. We sent it to the major, you know, UFO, what do you call them, the conference people, you know, and haven't heard a peep, you know, other than Alfred Weber is the only one that has really, you know, done something with this and you know, ran with it. So I think that should tell us something about the UFO community and what they're really about, because contact is not going to come through that